After a rough day at school, I needed this. Hello everybody, this is Aubrey, Crybaby Mental Homestead here, and I can't say recovering seed addict. I am a seed addict. Let's rip this open and see what I got. I'm so excited. I'm always excited when I get seed mail, and it's kind of a nice surprise. When I put in an order, don't know when exactly I'm going to get it, and I get a little excited because I will forget what I've ordered. So let's see what I got, and I'll tell you why I got those things. This seed, the packaging actually is very familiar. I think the packaging was very similar in the past, so it's a little bit nostalgic. I'm going to go ahead and rip this open and see what we've got inside. So the first seed packet I got is this Dandelion Japanese White. I actually did plant some, I don't know, like 5 years ago, and they did grow and they were really cute. They don't self-seed the same way that the weedy types of dandelions grow. And I love dandelions. I don't care if they're weeds. If they're the weedy type, I love them. We use the flowers and leaves. We feed those to our chickens. I want to try to like cook up some dandelion greens and see how I like them. And then also with the regular dandelions, I've heard you can do like a tempura batter. I'm not sure about these. And I did have a friend give me some other dandelion seeds that I think might have been a chicory, not a true dandelion. So make sure you know what you have. This is a perennial and grown in southern Japan. It's a food and medicine plant. True of also the weedy type are also medicinal. The delicately bitter leaves are lightly boiled into ohitashi. The blooms fried for tempura, and the roots are stir-fried. So, like some morning sun and partial shade in the afternoon, and that will keep it more tender and mild. So, when I did grow these before, I did seed save and everything. But I didn't have that many seeds. So, I probably lost some to the wind and stuff, or to critters and birds and stuff. So I will go ahead, because the fluffy part of the dandelion, the hummingbirds actually like that fluff to insulate their nests. So sometimes they take that stuff. But there's some seeds in here. It says at least 15. I think there's probably more. Bigger Creek usually gives you, I don't want to like guarantee it, obviously, but I usually get, if I have a small package, like 10 or 15, they usually give me a couple or sometimes several extra seeds. And if it's a bigger package, there's usually more than that. So I'm happy about the white ones. And then I also got the pink again. I grew them. And like I said, 5 years ago or so, and they were cute. They do have pink on the outside and yellow on the inside, just a tiny bit of white on the ends here. And they also are not as, like, some people want to say like invasive. I would never say a dandelion is invasive because they're so useful. Like, it's like, I'm blessing you. Therefore, let's call it invasive. So I don't call dandelions invasive whatsoever. I think of invasive things as things that are harmful, but dandelions are usually very prolific. The white and pink varieties are not going to be quite as abundant when they self-seed. So I always want to gather the seeds and replant them, and I need to do a better job of it next time to make sure I actually get some seeds to save and that I have enough. So these two were also 15 seeds for $3.50. And I think the white ones were $3.50 as well. Yes, they were. And, so these are going to have pretty much the same qualities. They are perennial. These are also from So they're not specifically like Japan, but it does say Asia. Much less prolific member of the dandelion family. So yes, they're acknowledging that it's less prolific. So if you're worried about it being invasive, I don't think it's a problem. But because it's special, I would seed save anyway. And if you seed save, then the seeds aren't just willy-nilly blowing everywhere. So that would also stop it from being invasive. So it does say it attracts butterflies, honeybees, and other pollinators. I've also noticed that of regular dandelions. Please don't spray your dandelions because during certain times of the year, they might be the only thing blooming for honeybees and other kinds of pollinators. So if you spray them and poison them, then you're poisoning all of those insects, and it goes all the way up through the food chain. It can actually lead to a hive collapse. So please don't poison your dandelions. I don't believe in like doing any of that kind of yard maintenance. It's less important for you to have a pretty perfectly Victorian yard than it is for us to make sure that we are safeguarding our wildlife. So please don't use pesticides in your garden if you can at all help it. Yeah, so these are wildflowers and they're going to be really pretty. And I've often thought, I've even said this in another video, that it would be a really funny prank to like plant a pink dandelion in someone's yard, and they might be like, what happened? Is it pollution? Is it global warming? What happened that the dandelions are pink instead of yellow? And then I thought, that might be considered like biological warfare or something, so I better not do that. So yeah, I won't do it, but it's in the back of my mind. I'm being a little mischievous. Maybe I would just like pick off the flower and like set it on my neighbor's yard and go, oh my, what's that? And make sure it's like April 1st or something, so no one tries to get me in trouble. But I got those two different kinds of dandelions, and I always like to spend $10 so I can get free seeds. So my third packet are these gorgeous jet black or Niagara hollyhocks. And I love hollyhocks. One lady, I went to a yard sale and she was like, I complimented her flowers. I was like, those are gorgeous. And she's like, oh, they're so weedy. I was like, are you kidding me? They're so beautiful. But these are black hollyhocks, and their annuals or biennials. So annual would mean that it depends on your climate. Biennial means generally hollyhocks like to bloom in their second year. So the first year you see the foliage, and the second year you see the flowers. I'm sure there are other varieties that, might differ, but in my experience, when I planted hollyhocks, I got the green stuff and stems the first year, and then the flowers came the second year. And that's also when you get the seeds. And if you pick your flowers, then you don't get your seeds. Shockingly beautiful with a near black flowers, just a hint of red, tall plants. So these might be nice in the background, like if you want to have the taller plants in the back and the shorter plants in the front. Direct sow in late summer for blooms the following year. I'm going to go ahead and probably direct sow some now. I might get enough warmth to trick them into thinking that it's late summer, and then it will cold stratify. Because when you're planting something in the late summer for blooms the following year, the idea is it has to think that it's cold for a while and then realize, oh, time to wake up when it starts to get warm. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Another thing that you can do if a package says direct sow in late summer for blooms the following year, and you know that this is going to need some kind of stratification, is you could cold stratify like in your fridge. So you can kind of trick them sometimes. So, and I only have in here probably 30 seeds. And those are, I'm going to make sure I seed save from these when they grow, because Black is really rare, and it's like, it's not perfectly black. There's a little bit of red or a little bit of purple, right? So it's almost black. And if you look at like the purple pansies and things like that, I'm not sure that you'd ever say that they're completely black either, but they're pretty close. If you can think of any plants, and I'm going to look up too, because like there are different kinds of properties of hollyhocks. They might be interesting to look at. I've only grown them for the flowers so far, but I've heard like hollyhocks might be related to marshmallow. If you think that's true, go ahead and pop a comment below. I feel like I read that somewhere, that hollyhocks and marshmallow are related in some way. And there might be some kind of edible quality to hollyhocks. I don't know. I haven't tried them yet. If you like hollyhocks, you might also like gladiolas. And they have kind of, I know that it kind of sounds weird to say they have a modern look to them, but I kind of feel like hollyhocks have a more old-fashioned look, and then gladiolas kind of have a more modern look. And I like both. And I don't mind having mixed matching. And I think the hollyhocks will look really pretty in a cottage garden, but it would really look good in like a black and white garden. Like I was growing some white peonies and I was trying to grow black and white flowers in the same area. I ended up like planting a bunch of other stuff too. So the striking difference of the black and white flowers didn't really pop, or they didn't all flower at the same time. But it would look cool to have like a bunch of white flowers and then a bunch of black flowers. I had this idea one year of doing like piano keys, like a piano keys garden where it would just be like black and white to represent like a piano. In memory of my grandma who used to play the piano when she was alive. So I thought that would be a really beautiful idea. Do you guys ever do anything like that where you color coordinate some of your plants to symbolize something? Maybe I'm just weird. Okay, so I've got these 3 packages and then my free seed packet, because the deal is you have to pay $10 to get a free one. So this was actually the free gift. Oops, where did it go? My camera failed. I've never had that happen before. So I was going to show you guys my free seeds I got were Ozark Pinks, which is kind of funny because it wasn't that long ago somebody was talking about this particular type and I almost bought these and I didn't, because I have like probably a couple hundred different varieties of tomato seeds. But these are 65 to 75 days. Okay, you have to consider how long before you have to plant them though. 6 to 10 weeks plus that many days. But this is actually pretty cool because you do the 6 to 10 weeks before, that's in the inside. And then I have a long enough period of time that I would get a good crop out of these. If it says 6 to 10 weeks and then it says like 100 days, then I'm going to have a pretty small crop. But if I'm going to start getting tomatoes in 65 days, which is just a little over 2 months. So if I put them out, let's say, like early May, mid-May, even Memorial Day, I'm still going to have, let's say, June, July. That means the whole month of August and September, I will be harvesting. So I do want to grow the Ozark Pink. Besides the fact they're really pretty and symmetrically shaped, the number of days really works out nicely for me. I also think it's pretty cool. These are grown in the Ozark Mountains, and our summers have been really hot here. I know it's Washington State, and you probably don't think of it as hot, but it's been getting hotter and hotter here every summer. So having some types that are, you know, good for that kind of environment. It's a little bit humid because we do have higher moisture levels here. And when you get the heat to go along with the moisture, you get some humidity. So that's perfect because I also don't want one that's going to be really prone to getting diseases. And a lot of plants get blights when it's hot and humid. So disease resistance is really key. And who can beat free, right? So I got at least 25 free seeds of these for getting these 3 packages of seeds I've been wanting for a while. Because I need to restock. I need to do some restocking. I know I did an order after this, so probably we'll have another seed order probably in a week or 2. If you want to see that, go ahead and click like and subscribe. And if you have any comments, I was asking you about your experience with the black hollyhock or just hollyhocks in general. Pop down your comments in the comment area. What's your experience growing hollyhocks? Do you know about if there's any kind of useful things about them? And if you have used the dandelions, like making tempura or teas or like a coffee substitute, or you've cooked the greens, and if you've grown these in particular, do they seem to be like the same as the wild types of dandelions? Or are there any key differences? I've grown these a few times, but I didn't have a really huge crop of them. So I didn't have a chance to make the, I like to make like it's like a poor man's coffee out of the dandelion root. You like pick the root, and then you dry out, like I basically like cook it on like 100 degrees for like a long time until it becomes, really dry, and then I grind it up and I can make like it's kind of like a coffee or a tea. If you've ever done that with these varieties, how did it turn out? Did it turn out the same, or are there any differences? And have you made the tempura dandelions? I need to try those, and I'm not sure if it would turn out the same with these types as well. But who doesn't love tempura? Anyway, you know what I like to say at the end of my videos: be good, be sweet, and grow a garden if you want to eat. I'll see you next time. See you later.